Welcome to the Gilded Troll Plays Sky King's Tomb. This is episode 5 or 17 by Jordan reckoning.
17.
I just had 12.
Ooh,
like the number.
JR, that's a good one.
Jordan
like
reckoning.
And, yeah, Jordan reckoning.
Yeah.
E and JR.
Oh hey, the Foundry chat's actually working today. That's good. Oh, and everyone's in the right spot. I didn't even check.
Good.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Millions of families suffer every year.
It's only been 4 days since we streamed, so I've forgotten everything. That makes sense, right?
Sure.
Yeah, tracks.
Why not? When last we left off, you all dealt with the ramifications of an incredibly long fight, most of which revolved around purple blocks, which very briefly killed Grom? Question mark?
He got better.
He got
My
better.
life flashed before my eyes.
Alternate timeline, Grom died.
Yep. You then...
Well, at least your life was long enough to flash. I think Baroom's life would, like, blip.
And then once you dealt with that and searched the cavern you were in and searched the mushroom for magic items and identified them all and distributed them all and healed from your wounds, you made your way down to a tunnel that had been grown entirely over by mushrooms. Baroom took the several hours to make a hole large enough for you to fit through. You climbed down a, 600-foot tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is... So it just says... It says... The tunnel is hundreds of feet. And then it says the hyphae cover about half the distance. And then it says you can use ropes to traverse the last 300 feet. And I'm like... Why didn't you use numbers before now?
Oh. You know what that reads like? That reads like two different people wrote the beginning and the end of that sentence.
Yeah. That, from my understanding, that's not how Pathfinder works, though. Like, these modules have an author.
Yeah.
Which is dope, because you don't get... Okay, this one has two. This has two authors. But, there's a... Wait. No. So, Mantle of Gold by John Compton. Campaign Background by Karen DeMarco and Vanessa Hoskins. They're credited as additional writing. Okay. Anyway, but, author, John Compton. So, there's a cohesive vision to the module, and that's cool. That's great. So anyway, at the bottom of that, you found a gently sloping tunnel, as you do. This tunnel seems to have been at least partially bored by the passage of something with big scales dragging itself across the ceiling.
Oh, that's the horizontal. Yeah.
Yes, the horizontal. Though the vertical did have pitting that was not as obviously scale, but sort of still in the same shape, but maybe weather worn.
It was perfectly, or almost perfectly circular, which...
It was almost perfectly circular, yeah.
lends itself to not totally natural.
Right. Followed that tunnel to a natural conclusion, which was the natural conclusion of the session as well, which is a cavern a quarter-mile in diameter. The book says it's a half-mile diameter, but the Foundry map said it was 650 feet diameter, and then I doubled the size of the Foundry map, so it's a quarter-mile diameter. I can't make it any bigger, or everything on the map will be humongous. So now it's a quarter-mile diameter. Thanks, Foundry people. That was sarcastic, but also the maps in the book are incredibly low fidelity. Like, not just, like, blurry and, like, JPEG-y, but also, like, there's just not a whole lot in them. Like, they show you the walls and whatnot, and that's about it. The maps in Foundry have, like, set dressing and decoration and furniture and shit built in, so it's just like, where'd that come from? So, if you were ever considering buying the Foundry module for a Pathfinder adventure, do it. Anyway, so, big fuck off cavern, and I think I'll just paint the word picture again. I thought about watching last sessions and like transcribing it so that I could say it word for word, but I'll just say it. I'll just ad-lib it again, and there will probably be different details this time, and that's neat. So you are standing at a cave mouth that is about 30 feet above the sort of lower floor of the cavern, which takes up probably the middle half of the diameter, which means that it's actually 1/4 of the floor space of the cavern, pi r squared. In that lower section, there is a variety of heaps of rubble. They're clearly masonry that made up buildings that have just been utterly collapsed and then shoved and swept and pushed off to the side. And these are not tiny bits. These are huge, probably hundreds of pound stones that have just been moved out of the way. In the very middle of this area is a plateau about, I think it's about 60 feet tall and about the same distance. No, it's about 80 feet across. That obscures your vision obscures your ability to see to the other side of the cavern. Surrounding this plateau at a distance of about 70 to 100 feet, depending on where, it's not a perfect circle, is a ring of these glowing, shattered orbs that are about 5 feet in diameter. I want to say they're made of copper?
Oh, I was picturing crystal. You said they glowed.
They do glow. Sputtering lamps. It's not telling me what they're made of. I'm gonna go with copper. Just shattered copper spheres that ring the area. Bolted into the sides of this plateau, about 40 feet up, are wow, my brain is just not working right now. Are pairs of rings. Each pair is about, I want to say 2 or 3 feet apart. I can't remember what I said. And then there's larger gaps between the pairs. And the purpose of these rings is apparent, as one of them has a reptilian humanoid restrained by the wrists in one of these pairs of rings. To your right, so this sort of dominates sort of the left half of what you can see, and to the right you can see two things of note. One is that immediately to your right, the cave slopes upwards to a series of plateaus. There's a bit of switchbacking going on, and this upper section has buildings that are much less destroyed than the ones at the bottom. There are ceilings caved in, walls that are missing chunks, but most of the buildings are still standing. And then between these two things, on the far side of the cave, is a massive hole about, what did I say, about 100 feet across, that is just a gaping hole in the floor. And now I'm going to bring you to the map where you can see all of these things visually.
Ooh.
Cannot switch scene. What the fuck? Why are you broken?
I'm not allowed here?
Huh? Okay, this is broken. Let's fix that. Don't need that. Technical difficulties. There we
Oh,
go.
my
What do you-
potato. Oh, my God. It's so big.
So,
That is very large.
if you go to the gears, the top right, and then click Configure Settings, on the left of that window, you can go to Zoom Pan Options. I recommend setting your minimum zoom override to like 0.1 instead of Foundry's default of 0.33333. That way you can zoom out further.
Repeat. Sorry, I got to the gears and then stopped listening.
Gears, Configure Settings.
Yep.
And then in that window, the bottom of the list on the left, Zoom Pan Options.
Mm.
And then minimum
Yep.
zoom override.
0.1. Got it.
Yep. And that'll let you zoom out further so that you can get more of a sense of the area.
Oh,
Okay.
we're so. I love this so much because it makes you feel nice and insignificant, which I think is important. I
Mhm.
love that. We're just all the way zoomed out, and we're just little guys.
Mm-hmm.
Their sources.
Go ahead.
Oh, the copper movie things.
Yep.
They don't just sort of bioluminesce barely locally. They are actively emitting lots of light.
I don't know about lots. Foundry has their radius at 7 feet.
Oh, okay.
Is that
So-
before or after
maybe-
your dimension changes?
You know, I don't know that I updated them. So I'm gonna go ahead and update that to 15.
If only because, well, I'm trying to tell if there's color or not. It's hard to say. Anyways.
Lots of gray.
Oh.
It's stone.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go around and update all these lights.
No, what we're on is blue, which means there must have been a light here once.
Or one of you is emitting light?
Am I emitting light?
Like I see green and like purple in the room.
Yeah, there's much more color than normal. And I
Hmm.
don't know why that is.
I don't know. What if I
Because I
set
can't help but
darkness
notice
to 1?
that. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's all-
normal.
It's all gray now.
Oh,
It's
okay,
all
cool. So that's why.
What was why?
I had at one point set the darkness level for the scene to 0 so that I can
Yes.
fucking see shit.
Ah.
And just before the session, I set it to 0.7. And just now I set it to 1.
Boss threatener. So I can fucking see this shit in here.
So yeah.
Never mind. Baroom's gonna just shrink into the mushrooms that we're standing on just to prove that they can. And
Okay.
then I come back out.
Okay.
Um,
And then this is the reptilian humanoid chained to the rock.
I want to point out to Baroom, when they go to blend in with the other mushrooms, that they are the only one wearing goggles.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. Are these not the goggle mushrooms? Of
Just
the
saying.
Real just quick point of order. Would I have had time to invest the diplomat's badge post getting it from the thing and the whole climb down and the
We
unraveling
had a
of
night
the
with it, didn't we?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had a night with it,
Yeah.
so yes.
Okay, cool. I just didn't remember.
Yep. Oh my god, you have plus
You can
12
invest
diplomacy now.
10 things in
You can
Pathfinder?
invest 10 items.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to think that the attunement limit in D&D was really cool because limitations breed creativity, but then I saw how many fucking items don't require attunement, and it was just like, oh, so this system's pointless? Cool. But yeah, 10 is a better number. Anyway. So what y'all up to?
I mean, I think obviously we want to.
Oh no!
The
You banned auspicious chauffeur GVJZ. Jesus, that's hard to pronounce.
well, that's
Yep.
because they were offering cheap viewers on
Okay.
Streamboo.
I don't want cheap viewers. I
Yeah.
want expensive viewers.
Thank you. What kind of operation are we running here? We would never call our followers cheap. I think just for a quick sort of assessment, if any creatures were to be in the non-destroyed structures up on high, do we have any blocking cover from them? Or can they see, they have an unobstructed view of the whole cavern? If there's something up there, it'll see us, we're screwed. If we tried to cross.
So, given the lack of color in dark vision, pretty much all clothing is camouflage.
Yeah.
So, while there is very little in the way of actual break line of sight cover between you and that elevated area, it is possible to move stealthily.
Okay. Cool. Then yeah, Baroom would sort of just whisper like, I mean, do you want to try and see what's holding that thing prisoner? Like, go up and... It's a prisoner, it can't do anything. Want to talk to it?
So far, it looks like the only living thing readily visible.
I want to
There's something
look at
down here that holds
Krohan.
things prisoner.
What's Krohan's shard saying?
So, Krohan is puzzled. He is sort of like not twitching, fidgeting. Like he's sort of bouncing and just sort of looking side to side. And he says, the clan dagger seems to exist in two places. Or two pieces? I'm getting towards that stone, and he points towards the plateau, and up there. And he points to the less ruined buildings.
I mean, you could pull, like, you know, Blade and Tang away from Hilton Pommel. They could have done that.
Yeah.
Or, I imagine Pommelstone and Dagger, and then, right, that's two pieces?
I also don't think a 600-foot drop would be particularly kind to a dagger.
I mean, it is supposed to be a magic dagger, so maybe...
Wait. Are you implying dwarven craftsmanship is not designed to withstand the rigors of mines?
The rigors of mines, sure. That thing fell 600 feet. That's not normal.
Can't mine shafts? I don't know how deep a mine shaft is. This is all
Mine
said in a
shafts.
whisper.
You're not supposed to drop your dagger down a mine shaft.
I am just sort of reading things because I like reviewing things as I go along, and realizing that there is another point of interest that is visible to you despite the fact that it is fully obscured by the plateau, which is that there is a light source a ways away, directly behind the plateau, pretty much on the opposite side of the cavern. And you can see the light just sort of spilling up the walls.
Oh, okay. So, keep the plateau. But yeah, Baroom is pro investigating somebody who's imprisoned because they're already imprisoned. What are they going to do? Shout for help? They're imprisoned. And maybe we can, maybe they'll be more inclined to talk to us. Also, just Foundry question, is there a button to pull me back to me? Like I scrolled very far away from myself. Or do I just scroll back to me?
Not that I'm aware of.
Like F for focus on my face or something.
M for me. Yeah, I'm not aware of any.
Okay.
So try to keep track of yourself, because if you lose yourself, good luck finding
It's all
yourself
black
again.
and white down here, so that
Yeah.
is concern.
Right.
If you hold left Alt, it highlights all the highlightable things, so it'll outline you in green.
Oh, nice. Cool, yeah. Alrighty.
Or I guess yellow. You're green for me because I can't select you.
Cool.
Fortunately for me, the people who made this module are smart, and everything that you can't already see is actually marked set to invisible, so you can't just hold Alt and find every fucking NPC on the
Where
map.
are all the dudes?
Yeah.
Where are the dudes at?
I activate fucking assassin vision.
Yeah. Okay. So your plan is to
Sneak.
approach the plateau sneakily.
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay. So is anybody an expert in stealth for everyone else to follow said expert?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an expert in thievery.
That's different.
I know it's different. I'm just,
Okay.
So
if I recall correctly, the way that sneaking as a party works is that it would be a secret stealth check, and then I would compare it to the perception DC of anyone who could see you.
do
Thing
you
is,
modify the DC by conditions, or do we modify our roll by conditions?
conditions like...
Oh, like it's dark. We,
Oh, got
we're
it.
far away, distance.
So that would probably... Okay, so I know that far away is a penalty to perception. But something like, I have natural camouflage because everything's gray, that would be a circumstance bonus to your roll.
Okay. Okay.
In D&D, what I would do is I would say, okay, you're sneaking. I will have you roll if and when it matters. And I kind of want to go with that here, but also that's giving away information.
Well, there's
So-
at least one person who could perceive us that we can see, right?
That's true. Yeah. So go ahead and everybody roll stealth. Incidentally, there are 2 actions, and they are actually actions. So these are things that you can use in combat mode, encounter mode, that are hide and sneak. Hide is your ability to become hidden, or remain undetected. No. Sorry. Hide is your ability to become hidden. Sneak is your ability to retain your hidden or undetected status. And there's four levels of awareness. There's observed, hidden, undetected, and unnoticed.
And
What's
for this one,
undetected versus unnoticed?
we just want to
I'll get to that. Aaron, Matt, what was that?
But for this one, it's just a stealth check.
Yeah, so what you would be doing right here mechanically is sneaking. But sneak is a secret stealth check.
Are we adding a circumstance bonus for camouflage?
Yes. So that's going to be +2. The difference between undetected and unnoticed is whether or not they know that you exist. So an undetected creature is a creature that you know is fucking somewhere and you have no clue where. Whereas an unnoticed creature is a creature that you have no concept of existing. And I will roll for Krohan. Okay.
Oh, that was supposed to be secret.
Trash. I think it's fair to say that anytime it's supposed to be secret and you don't roll secret, we delete it. If it's a good roll, get fucked. If it's a bad roll, congrats.
Yeah.
And it all comes out in the wash.
Blind GM roll for fetch.
There you go. Okay. Okay. So you make it over to the rock. Just gonna drag you as a group.
Through a
oh
rock
my
and through
God,
another
it's
rock.
So slow.
So many things happened.
Yeah.
So many things.
Oh, did I
happened.
drag you through walls?
Yeah,
Yep.
it was like there's this cone, and then it flipped, and then there was
Yep.
a cone.
Cool. Tight.
I know
am I?
what the inside of a rock looks like, Papa.
Okay. So as you get closer, you can see that this creature is standing proud. He's not dangling dejectedly or malnourished. He's just so there's lips going up the plateau, and he's just standing on one of them, arms bound above his head, and he's just doing his best to chill.
Relaxed, stoic, relaxed or like laissez-faire or stoic, I guess.
Stoic.
Okay.
And
That's
I'm
less
just
concern.
I'm just gonna show you what kind of reptilian humanoid this thing is, because it's certainly one of the things of all time.
It's a brontosaurus.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a above ground moray eel.
Uh-huh.
But with
Yep.
abs.
Yeah, I mean abs for days.
They really had to draw all 8 of those packs.
Yeah, like 2 of those are like maybe like is that just more pecs?
8-pack, and then but they were tasteful. They did cover the
nipple.
what could be the nipple.
I mean, it's a reptile.
There are
Reptiles
no
don't
nipples.
have nipples.
Reptiles don't
Yeah.
have nipples.
If you would like, you can attempt recall knowledge to figure out what in the fuck this thing is.
I'd like to do so. Yes.
Okay.
Hold on. I wanna. Oh, okay. So if I do a DC 21, I get a +2 for my diplomacy. For checks with that creature.
Instead of the +1.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I immediately know if I beat the DC 20, if I beat the recall knowledge. You have to tell me if I beat 20 with my recall knowledge so that I can get the effect Diplomat's Badge for the day with creatures of this type.
So the recall knowledge ability of the diplomat badge is a different action from the general recall knowledge action. It's different. The fact that they gave it the same name is I'm assuming the fact that it has the same name means that like any of your feats that affect recall knowledge also affect this, but the benefit of this action is if you succeed you get bonus to diplomacy.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Oh. Okay. But it also is only a one action.
Right. Right.
Okay.
But it is once per day. So, would anybody like to recall knowledge?
Is that... Yeah,
So, since
would
it's a
that be
humanoid,
society?
it would be society. I don't think any of you have applicable lores in this. Well, Darklands lore.
Darklands, Bardic.
Bardic lore is always relevant.
So, just to
Cave
wrap my brain around it again. Lore skills, recalling knowledge, the DC is always lower than core skills.
Correct.
Okay. So, despite being an expert in society giving me a +9, I would be better off using my +7 of Bardic.
I think it comes out in the wash because I think for a general lore the difference in DC is 2.
Oh, okay.
Archie, I think there may actually be some vague applicability of Quest for Sky lore, but that will limit the kinds of questions you can ask. And also, you might need to rely on someone else's question and answers to even ask good questions.
Okay. Then I would say Baroom would rack Bardic lore knowledge.
Okay.
So that's blind GM, intelligence trained, normal, blah blah blah.
Okay. So this is a Zolgath, a species ancestry of reptilian humanoids that are almost exclusively native to the upper regions of the Darklands, known as Narvoth. Yeah, I think that's all I'll give you. That said, you critically succeeded, so you get a follow-up question.
Okay. Are they I'm gonna ask this poorly, and I would enjoy help if Jordan, Matt, you'd have a better way to ask. Are they like a organized like this one's in chains?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if they're a sort of more barbaric and harsh.
You want to know more about like the structure of their society?
Yeah, I'm trying to ask a specific question about their structure of their society to see specifically based off this one being in chains. Is it likely that it was done by its fellow Zolgaths, or is there something else out here? Right? Are they like an organized punitive society that would put something in chains, or like is there something else here that's up here chain and Zolgaths?
Okay. So Zolgaths live in groups known as clutches, typically named after the literal clutch of eggs that they collectively lay and protect. And while they are generally very protect your own at any cost, they do have a tendency to be superstitious. And so if it was other Zolgaths, that would be the most likely reason.
I mean, superstition, surrounded by cracked orbs and broken homes. That doesn't seem... So, Baroom would sort of...
Yeah.
I'd say maybe we are... If we're not in hearing distance, we whisperedly say, like, it's a Zolgath.
Okay.
There could be others around, but if they tied it up, it's probably like a superstitious or ritual thing. I don't know. And that's what Baroom would relay to you guys.
Okay.
I think R2 would like to try to remember if he read anything about this. About
Okay.
Zolgoth with the quest for Sky.
They live in the upper level. Yeah. I guess
Okay.
Baroom would also say like they're usually found in Narva.
Okay. So go ahead and roll, Archie.
Yeah. And
Okay.
Kind of thinking like along the lines of how did dwarves encounter them on the quest for Sky, and how did those encounters tend to go?
Yeah. So yes, dwarves encountered Zolgaths on the quest for Sky. It's less widely talked about than the encounters that the dwarves had with orcs, for instance. Obviously, there is a 10,000 year grudge between dwarves and orcs that is kind of sort of a little bit softening, maybe, in recent decades. But Zolgaths are much less talked about, partially due to the fact that dwarves don't think much of them. They are treated less like a hated enemy and more like the cockroach you have to deal with. At least that's the cultural context of the quest, you know, with respect to the quest for Sky.
Yeah.
So it's
Archie
about.
be
Go ahead.
so Archie be like, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know a lot about these. Like they were encountered, but they never really said all that much about them. They were kind of there, and sometimes in the way the dwarves kind of sounded like they just went over them.
So it's
Okay.
about this time that the Zolgath just cranes its incredibly long neck around to look at you, and just says, "Are you gonna help me or?"
What?
Or eat me? I don't. And let me see what language it's speaking in. Probably sackfroth.
Sackfroth?
Probably sackfroth.
Okay. Cool. Good news. We all speak it.
Dope.
We all. Oh, who doesn't speak Fae? Oh. Rohan.
Yeah, it's
Lame.
Grohan. What a scrub. Wow, he has even fewer languages than. Okay.
So,
Why
whenever
does
we wanna-
everyone speak Fae?
I'm a mushroom.
And
I'm a gnome.
yep. And Druid, I guess.
I guess.
know.
I guess.
I got
I'm
hit on the
talking-
head and learned a couple languages.
I'm a talking mushroom. I
Yeah.
don't know how to explain that's Fae.
Incidentally, I learned recently, or relearned recently, that gnomes are from the first world. And one of the stories that attempts to explain why the fuck gnomes live in the universe, that is what they call, like, what D&D calls the prime material. It's the universe. Why do gnomes live in the universe? And the answer is Nimi Rambodazzle. She's a demigoddess of gnomon culture, gnomish culture.
Fucking love. It's so dumb. It's perfect.
Sorry, Nivi Rambodazzle. So close. So yeah, just asking, are you gonna help me or eat me or? What's up?
We're still debating that. Shh. But I'm seeing the element of surprise is not there. With still being stealthy, sneak over to
Okay.
kind of just talk to the
Solga.
You're gonna have to describe the thing again. What's its name?
Zolgath?
Zolgath. Thank you.
That's with an X, by the way.
Fuck off. Not you, just in general. Fucking fantasy X. It's a Zolgath with an X.
Did I mention that another name for this species is which is a derogatory term is troglodyte?
So the king of the troglodytes from Odyssey was this?
Yes. Oh,
The
yuck,
spitting
he
fat
was.
That's this thing's
Okay.
voice now. Congratulations.
Nope.
You gotta do
No,
it.
because
You gotta do it.
that wasn't troglodyte voice. That was obese troglodyte voice.
Yeah, and this guy, we seen his ass.
I to this day I love the direction that I gave myself in my notes for how to reproduce that voice, which is imagine your tongue is twice as wide as it is.
Okay.
A little bit of it's really
That's it. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really good. A plus. Yeah, so Baroom will just kind of
Okay.
go for it.
Okay. What's everyone else doing? Are you all following Baroom?
Yeah. Follow behind.
Okay.
How far did its neck crane around? Baroom would stay out of striking range if it's got like that long of a neck.
Oh, so it's 30 feet up the rock. So if you're staying on the ground, it's nowhere fucking near you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Still
like
say, you know.
Okay. Yeah, there's very little sense of depth on this map, but it's standing on a ledge that's deep enough for about 2/3 of its foot, about 30 feet above the ground.
Okay.
So Krohan is going to approach with you, but stay towards the front of the group, and he just not yells, but stage whispers up. I'm trying to think how he would phrase this. Have you seen a dwarven dagger?
Okay.
And
Baroom will just like look at Krohan and be like, I was trying to get there.
And this creature says, I'm not doing a voice. I thought about it. I decided against it. Tal has seen many things. Free me and I can help.
What'd they say? Saul?
Tal. Just gonna put it in chat.
Ooh. Why are you imprisoned?
I questioned Hurlcass.
Who's that?
Our leader. But if we can make a trade, not for long. Free me?
Why were you questioning them?
Yeah.
What were
She's a
they
charlatan.
doing?
And I can prove it. I was not believed.
Where is your what was it, clutch? Yeah. Where does your clutch live?
He gestures at the light playing on the wall,
Okay.
which is at this
And,
point a few hundred feet from you.
Okay.
Actually,
we can see
Baroom, yeah, you can actually see the entire fucking thing, which is not
little.
correct because there's a cliff, like they're in a depression, and let me just slap a wall down real quick.
They're in a depression. Yeah, well, they just had to imprison their friend. That does make you sad.
God, I can't see jack shit here.
Guys, close your eyes. I need to make the room right, so I don't have to fucking do this.
Site restriction, proximity. Okay.
It's fine.
You should no longer be able to see. But what I'm gonna do? Oh, I need to. Yeah, there we go. Now you should be able to see light though.
Yeah, I can still see a couple of tents along the wall. That makes sense.
Okay, cool. Alright. Anyway.
Yeah, so, Baroom would, basically just be like, and what are you, like, what is your clutch doing here?
Living.
No, I meant, like, do you live here? Do you, like, are you nomads?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is, we're traveling through, and if, I, Aren, do not remember how to pronounce the person's name that Saul said was...
Just gonna put this one in chat too, because it's awful.
Hurlkaz.
Hurlkaz.
Yeah. If Hurlkaz is a charlatan leading your clutch, as you say, and I'm assuming you wish to dethrone her with violent means?
I'll need your help.
Yeah. How do we know that you won't kill her and then kill us?
You don't look very tasty.
That's like after dealing with mushroom eating, Baroom is the touched truly of like, oh, so nice.
Earlier when Krohan was checking like the directions of the dagger, dagger pieces possibly, was the one like would it have been towards where the light is?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it was towards the light. I thought it was.
It was essentially like
clear.
through the plateau, which is where the light was.
Oh, through the plateau. Okay, and then the other one is this away, towards the houses.
Yeah.
Towards the
less ruined section of the city. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't need to RP every single turn of phrase, but Baroom is functionally trying to coax assurances that, like, if we let you go, we can have a truce about, like, we need to explore this cavern. It's your home. Can we get some guarantees that you'll let us be here?
Give me so there are two actions, one activity and one action that are important here. The first is make an impression, and then the second would be request.
Okay, so
So make an impression with at least 1 minute of conversation during which you engage in charismatic overtures, flattery, and other acts of goodwill, such as promises of freedom. You seek to make a good impression on someone to make them temporarily agreeable. Make a diplomacy check against their will DC, and then you get either 1 or 2 steps of attitude adjustment, and then if you're particularly successful, you can then get if you manage to get someone to be friendly, then you can make a request. He does not seem hostile or unfriendly. He's probably indifferent. So it's
Okay.
helpful,
can I
friendly,
make
indifferent, unfriendly,
Russian.
hostile.
Can I?
Do you want to use
Oh,
your
I just
diplomat's
get
badge?
that. Okay. No,
Okay.
I don't, because I already get that. So, do
Okay.
that, do that, do that. And it's blind GM, right?
Make an impression is actually not.
Oh,
Okay, what is his will DC?
I would like to hero point that. Fuck it.
Okay. Hang on. Okay. Well,
What?
since it's not secret, I can actually tell you the result before you hero point.
Wait, you can?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I to be clear, I did not know that. I used the hero point anyway. I'm happier with the 25.
Okay. Well, a 25 is a critical success, so he's now helpful.
Oh, nice.
So a 15 was a normal success. You know, 10 lower.
I rolled a 3. Baroom is a bard. I am actively dissatisfied with bard not getting to use plus 12.
Right. That's fair. There's no reason Jordan wouldn't have a hero point. Aren now has 0 because they just used one, but just updating the spreadsheet. Okay.
I added it to my character. I just didn't add it to the spreadsheet.
Yeah, it is certainly annoying that we have to do both. And if I gave many shits, I would maybe make some kind of web tool that would pull from the Foundry API to.
No thank you.
Okay, so now that he is helpful, would you like to make a quest, which is also not a blind GM roll?
Yeah, well, because they would just answer you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is make a request also a?
Diplomacy?
Yeah.
Yes. Come on, it's like core to your character. How do you not know that request is diplomacy?
Oh, it's not make a request. It
No,
is
it's
just
request. Yeah, it's the request
'cause-
action.
Sure, but make an impression is make an impression. So if you're
Uh-huh.
looking for it, it's under M's.
Yeah. So I just control space and start typing the name of the action.
Yeah, and if you type make, the only thing is cool. So, anyways,
Yep.
diplomating and
Stop it.
I
Will
forgot.
not.
I'm sorry. And Baroom's gonna not pull the tears into the eyes,
Okay.
but put the affix the goggles a little bit more.
Yeah.
And say, well, we're researchers on an important mission, and if we help you out and you become leader, we would request diplomatic immunity to explore the entire cavern and perhaps any assistance needed from you and your family to sort of uncover things. You'd help us? Please?
Go ahead and roll.
Hold on, what's shameless again?
Shameless request is just that you can't critically fail. And
Yeah.
that you reduce any DC adjustments.
I
it
was trying
being-
to be outrageous with said requests, so.
That didn't sound particularly outrageous, but okay.
Oh, not just explore their lands, but and they have to help.
Okay, yeah, that is outrageous.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm very cute and I wear glasses.
Okay.
And we have leverage.
Well, not once he's free, which is why Baroom's asking now.
Yeah, right now we have leverage.
I can't speak for the clutch, but I
Yeah.
can guarantee your safety.
That sounds good to me. Baroom says to group. We cool with freeing this guy?
How do we go about doing that?
Lockpicks and assurance thievery. Because I am not going to repeat this fucking level 1 lock again. That was enough.
So the thing with that is that there aren't any locks.
Oh. I bought lockpicks.
Yep. Well, they're not useful here. Hang on, I need to roll some dice real quick. Oh, okay, cool. That's neat. Okay. So, Grom, you notice that you are not alone here. As you hear the buzzing of large insectile wings. And as you turn around, you see a pair of giant cockroaches
God, I
that
hate
are
those.
moving very quickly in your direction. So we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative because it's time for a fight.
When you say cockroaches, do you mean Mr. Skull Whiskers or Mr.
No.
Slag Whiskers? Okay.
No. Giant cockroach.
Mr. Slag Whiskers was cuter.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think you're just biased because this one's not wearing a collar.
You know, that's a very good point. Can we
Yeah.
real quick Photoshop whip up a collar for this?
No. Thank you, but no. Excluding minion squire, excluding minion fetch. Cool, thanks. So I'm gonna hit roll for NPCs. That was weird. 2 of the
That
rolls.
sounded like a lot of dice.
Well, I had to roll for Krohan and Saul, and yeah.
So, if for the purposes of rolling initiative, if we weren't actively in stealth anymore, I guess once we started talking to Saul, so it would just be perception for initiative.
Yes.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ, Grom.
Goddamn, Grom.
Have good perception.
Did you say expert perception?
I have good perception.
Okay. Is it
Krohan
expert?
doesn't have an initiative.
It is expert, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Krohan doesn't have... Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
I love that it's private, but we get to know it immediately.
Yeah, that's just because I had my default chat setting to blind GM.
Yeah, it should be.
Although I
that
guess
way.
should be private GM. So it's interesting. Private GM, blind GM, and self-roll are identical when you're a GM. Actually, not entirely true, because self-roll is invisible to other GMs. Because you can have multiple GMs. So, do I have... I don't have, like, a combat loop. So I'm going to work on adding one of those. Why was your stickleberry sticker on the ground?
It's from when I threw it at Skibrel on,
Got it. Okay.
like 2 days ago.
All right.
I assume you would have picked it up since then.
So Baroom, you would be just a few feet up off the ground when this is happening.
Ooh, I can do
we got a resub from X that X1X guy X.
Hey!
And
That'll-
as you started to climb towards Saul, you notice that he smells absolutely fucking god awful. And in fact, I need you to make a fortitude saving throw.
Oof. Okay. Fortitude.
Here, I'm
would
just
you
gonna drop this
consider
in
his-
chat to give you a button.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, would you consider his no, because traps are a capital T trap.
Yeah, as a success.
I have a wary disarmament against traps,
Okay, gotcha.
but his smell is not a trap.
No, it is not. Yeah, so you are now immune to all Zolgath's stench for a minute. What would you like to do on your turn?
Oh shit, I'm first! Fuck!
You're first.
Guys,
That's
I
why I
didn't
had
think
you
I'd
roll
get this
now,
far.
because you started your turn. Even though
I know.
it's actually written as entering an area.
That's
Whatever.
cool. Yeah, so Baroom is remembering how this went the last time, and I
Mhm.
can't see what the cockroaches are, by the way.
Should be able to.
That's because they're black and white. Good camo,
Yeah.
I said
guys.
black and white. Yeah.
Baroom's gonna recall knowledge on the cockroaches.
Okay.
Specifically, is it what are these things, or should I? Is it like a?
I mean, what they are is pretty obvious.
They're giant cockroaches.
It's
Yeah,
a giant cockroach.
Like,
yeah.
what's the best way to? What's their lowest defense? Literally, just.
Yeah.
And is that?
Is that? No, that is secret, because if you critically fail, I will light you.
Got it. Blind GM, Bardic lore. What's their lowest defense?
Sure.
Cool.
It is will.
Okay.
They
Makes
are
sense.
they are not particularly mentally hardy.
Then. Oh, boo.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the ready option?
What's the what?
If I wanted to ready to cast the. Oh, you can't ready a 2-action spell, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so ready is spend 2 actions to prepare a single action. It is currently too late for you to have done this since you've used an action, but if you start your turn and you don't want to go yet, you can delay. And then at the end of any creature's turn, you say, I'd like to re-enter initiative now.
Nice.
So, that's a thing.
Just going to that's 60. Fuck it. I'm gonna cast Animated Assault.
Okay. Okay.
And it's 120 feet, so it's a decent distance away, and
Yep.
I'm going to make rocks hit them.
Okay. Just causing a veritable tornado of rock around them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So place it. Aha.
Okay.
There.
All right, let's get some.
And then
reflex.
you have a button to hit save
I do
DC
have a
19.
button. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Fuck.
Well.
Basic reflex means they take none.
On a success, it's half. On a critical success, it's none.
Okay.
That critical success is telling me things.
What is it telling you?
That they rolled a 20.
It is doing that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So not a whole lot of damage.
But it's ranged, and
On subsequent rounds, each time you sustain it, it deals half that damage. Okay. Okay.
can I move the area?
Nope. It would say you could, if you could. All right.
Okay, cool.
Grom, you're up. Incidentally, Saul is going to call down to Baroom and say, "Free me, I can help."
I think I would like to delay.
Okay. Alrighty. So. Wait, what am I doing? I'm done. Yeah. So it's you. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, that sucks. So a hideous, vaguely gooey humanoid with tentacles for fingers scuttles around the rock. Followed shortly thereafter by a second one. And they are up at the top, and one of them only had to use 2 actions to get there. And so it is going to... Oh, they have 10-foot reach. Sick. So he's going to actually go here, and then they can both attack. Oh, nope. Misread the speeds. Okay, cool. Alright, so making an attack against Saul with its hideous tentacle arms, which I am going to show you what its hideous tentacle arms look like.
But what do they sound like as it walks along the rock?
Suction cups. Yeah, pretty much. So we're gonna melee Saul, and if this doesn't hit, I'll be thoroughly surprised. Wow. Okay. What the fuck is his AC? Okay, that's more than I thought.
It's his abs.
Obviously. So let's roll damage. Let's apply damage. And so as it just sort of whaps him essentially across the face with its sticky sucker hand, its fingers just suction into Saul's orifices, and he starts writhing, clearly unable to breathe.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So what you're saying is, must be lizards, not snake, because has ears.
Huh?
Saul's got ear holes, and it's plugging those, and nose holes, and mouth hole, and this is terrifying.
It's not a it's not a good time. But yeah, I'm so Saul is also grabbed on top of everything else he already is.
Okay, I was gonna say on top of everything else. Okay.
Yeah, he was already restrained and therefore off guard and immobilized, but now he's also grabbed. And now it is one of the giant cockroaches' turns. What is its speed? I'm sorry, what? Oh, okay. I saw... Never mind. Never mind what I saw. So it's gonna double stride, scurry right up to Grom, and mandibles.
Did we say I was 10 feet off the ground, by the way?
We didn't, but you did mention using a height indicator, and that is what's that?
Yeah, I'd said so I should be using a height indicator.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. That was... Mm-hmm.
But you maybe don't.
Okay.
If you just don't like Grom as a character, it's easier. Jordan can just get a new one.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I would like to jump back into initiative after this thing's turn.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to update your initiative to 16.9.
Nice.
Hey, rounds. Nice. Okay, and that's its turn, so it's you.
Cool.
And I am going to turn the light up in here just slightly because I'm having a hard time. And that does mean you're going to get a little bit of color, but you can deal. Because I need to be able to fucking see.
So I'm going to say, okay, fetch, punch, squish the bug.
Okay.
Fetch did a really good job last time.
The bug is going to scurry.
Okay. I was reading scurry first.
Yeah.
This is going to change how I do things, but okay. I said what I said.
Yep.
It can fly?
I didn't target it.
No,
God damn it.
no.
So a 16 will miss.
Cool.
And then it's going to fly, I guess, here, 10 feet up.
This bitch.
Can it cover?
It can, yeah. I don't know that hover is a thing in Pathfinder.
I don't know if there's rules for flying and having to land every turn versus being able to just maintain your height in the air.
Jordan, add it to the list. My understanding is... Sorry, it's your turn. I should not be asking you things to listen.
I wasn't listening. Something about hover?
Yeah.
Something about hover. Just write that on the list.
Yeah, flying
Hover,
creatures,
question mark,
do they have
okay.
to hover? I'll add it to the list. I have the fucking list open.
I can't do what I wanted to do now. So instead...
That's the value of reactions.
Don't need to do that for that. We're just gonna...
On the topic of hovering, the cockroach is, like, perched. So. What are you gonna do?
How do line spells work? Is there, like, a height aspect to them?
How do you mean?
Unless a
So
line
I
effect
have-
says otherwise, it's 5 feet wide. I would assume it would be a 5-foot diameter cylinder.
Okay.
Or,
But I
you know,
can aim that, like-
whatever width.
So if I don't have any good ranged things because they're reflex saves, and these things have good reflex saves. But if I was to cast like Timber, it create a small dead tree that falls over on anyone in its path that immediately decomposes.
Mm-hmm.
This
Can
thing's
you-
10 feet up. I get it.
Can you do a 15-foot line up? Rules is written, yes, and I would love to hear your explanation for how timber works in that circumstance.
Well, it's really easy in this case because the tree in my head would then be 15 feet tall, and it doesn't just fall all the way over. It just smacks against the face of the cliff.
Okay. Sure.
So we're gonna just do that.
Okay. So, reflex save.
Yeah, okay. Stop it. Just stop it.
Why?
Because
We're not playing on Roll20 anymore. That's not a directive.
That's two critical successes you've made.
That we know of.
Yeah.
That's it for Grom.
Okay.
Fetch doesn't have reach for a second punch, so
Okay. So Krohan is going to attempt to climb up this wall to start attacking the cockroach. So let's make an athletics. Okay, he succeeds, so he's able to climb 5 whole feet, which gets him in melee range. That is the success on climb, is 5 feet.
A+. Good job, Krohan. That's why you're strong, and we love you.
Yep. Apparently he's
Do
off
we-
guard while climbing. Great. And then he's going to target the cockroach with his pick. Krohan. Matt. I guess. What the fuck, Krohan?
Yeah.
Okay.
A Krohan. Oh.
I'm gonna choose to believe that would have been a crit if he didn't have map, and I don't need you to confirm or deny either way.
Okay. Cool. Oh my god. This motherfucker rolls minimum damage. Okay.
I do like, by the way, I can tell you're rolling your pixels because your D20 comes with a little Bluetooth next to it.
What?
If you drop down the 1d20 plus 5 for Krohan, you see a
Ha!
little Bluetooth.
That is hilarious.
It's very fun.
That said, not actually using the pixels because they keep fucking up my Bluetooth headphones.
All headphones?
I believe so. I'm gonna turn one on and connect it and see if it gets terrible immediately. But figure settings, pixels, configure, add dice. That guy.
Talking.
Okay.
Talking.
Yeah, I mean it is intermittent, even when it is a problem. But anyway, we'll see. The pixel is on though. That's Krohan's turn. It's the other giant cockroach, who is also going to double stride, scurry up to Grom. That's not actually scurrying because that's a reaction. I need to turn that off. Okay, forgot to turn that off. And then it will also attack Grom. Mandibles. Pixels. Okay. So that's a hit. Roll damage.
That's not a crit though, which we appreciate.
Not a crit. Yeah.
Thanks,
crit.
Pixels.
Big damage though. And that's its turn. That's 3 actions. Archie, what you up to?
Okay, so Saul chained up to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Is it obvious? Like, is there like a pin? Is there an obvious way to get the chain undone, or do I need to make a roll to check
So-
that?
Yeah, so there's essentially 3 points of potential release. There is the pin that goes into the rock. There's the chain itself, and then the actual restraint appears to be a fairly thick wire, essentially. I mean, it's a pipe or a rod that was just bent around his wrist. So you could either just try to unbend that or attack something. You could damage one of the 3.
Yeah.
Or just try to yank the pin out of the wall. But, I mean, what's your strength? -2?
No, it's only -1, I think.
Oh, okay.
That's Baroom.
You do not have a -2. No, you have
No,
+0. What are you
but,
talking about?
Oh no, my athletics. I'm thinking of my athletics. Sorry.
Okay.
Wait, how do you have negative athletics?
I have -1 athletics.
Oh my god, you have an armor check penalty? You don't have the strength
Yeah.
for your armor. Wow.
And we've gone over this. The armor's so good that it doesn't matter.
Wait, doesn't that give you a movement speed penalty?
No, it's just his -1 check penalty.
Oh.
It's light armor. I don't think light armor
Yeah.
can impede movement, right?
Okay, yeah. So check penalty -1, speed penalty none, but also the strength requirement for leather is +0. So I don't know how you get rid of a check penalty.
It's studded leather.
Oh, it's studded leather.
Yeah.
Okay, that has a +1 strength requirement, but it does have a -1 check penalty and no speed penalty. So even if you're not strong enough, it doesn't slow you down, it just gives you a minus. Okay. So.
And we haven't been able to pull the shadow rune out of it yet. To put it on some clothing. Right, yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah. I'd like to, I guess, if it would be better to try to break the pin or the chain.
My headphones started popping, and so the pixel goes away.
If I would know that, or maybe do like a recall knowledge to figure out which would be the weak point or the weaker point. Because the plan would be to attack whatever I think I could break.
Okay. Yeah, let's do a recall now. Hey, you've got engineering.
Yeah, I was gonna say engineering or crafting.
Yeah. One or the other.
Okay.
Okay. So you can tell that the chain appears to actually be made of steel, whereas the pin is made of cast iron, which means that it is more brittle.
Okay.
So
And
the benefit there would be that bludgeoning damage specifically would be effective.
and then can spiritual armament target objects?
I don't see why not.
Cool. Then he's going to cast spiritual armament,
Okay.
create a warhammer, basically,
Okay.
and fling it at that pin.
Okay. I am trying to find. Wait.
What's the AC of the tiny metal pin?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Does its AC matter more or its hardness?
The hardness matters a lot in this circumstance. Not finding anything for AC.
Wasn't there like an item specific?
Oh yeah, like the shields have all the the materials.
Yeah, so the material determines the hardness and hit points. The material determines the hardness. How much of the material it is determines the hit points, and therefore the broken and destroyed thresholds. But I'm not finding anything for AC, except a rule from first edition which says that it's got a dex of 0, so -5 AC, and also it's off guard because how could it possibly be on guard? So it's sounding like you fucking hit it. Yes, but you have to, like, at some point you can roll high enough to crit. So I don't know. I'm gonna say that's a hit. It's not so high that I'm like, yes, absolutely, that is a critical hit. But, and
8 bludgeoning.
yeah, so thankfully, because it's bludgeoning damage, it is enough to just snap the pin entirely. So one of Saul's arms has been freed.
That's 3 actions
Are
for
the
Archie.
All right.
are the tentacle hand things blocking Saul's eyes?
No.
Okay.
All right, and it's Saul's turn. Does he have a weapon? I don't think so.
He has a
Would've been
chain.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a chain attached to his wrist now. But he also has claws. He also has... Oh, I was going to say he also has athletics, but he kind of sucks at that. So, I think he's just going to start clawing at this thing. Wow, he sucks at athletics. What the fuck?
I think if he was any good at it, he would have been able to free himself.
That's a good point. Also,
Those abs are for show.
right.
It does I mean this sincerely. How
Mhm.
does restraint? How does something like restrained work? His other arm isn't restrained, but restrained will impact his ability to make attacks, right? Like it's a circumstance penalty or something.
So restrained makes you off guard and immobilized, and it prevents escape, force open, to get rid of the things that are actually restraining you. I would say that in this circumstance, it probably doesn't stop him from, like, now that he has one hand free, he could
Okay.
escape. But trying to see how he could possibly escape from this creature, and it's looking like no, so he's just gonna start attacking it. He's just gonna start clawing its face off. They should have made fortitude saving throws
Stench
against
check?
his stench. Yeah. So let's make those saves. And we're not using pixel. Wow, okay. So you are...
We can
So
see
they're-
those.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I just didn't know if you cared.
Yeah. So one of them critically failed, and one of them regular successed. So the one that critically failed is sickened 1 and has a -5 foot speed penalty. Okay.
I now know what the DC is of that, or I have an assumption of what the DC is of that. The critical failure being 10 less than a regular failure.
Unless it rolled a 1.
Unless it's a 1. That's fair. It could have rolled a 1.
Actually,
Wasn't thinking about
yeah,
it.
Anyway, so it is Saul's turn.
Anyways.
Unfortunately, the guy who got sickened is not the one that he's attacking, because it's not the one that's grabbing him. That's a good roll, and it's not a crit. And he really doesn't have much to do other than...
I mean, also it's in his face and mouth and eyes and nose or whatever.
Yeah.
You just map it, right?
You just map it. Oh my god.
A+, Saul.
Good job. Baroom, you're up.
Okay, so Baroom would recall knowledge on those things. What the fuck?
For skills, it's gonna be occultism.
For skills, this would be occultism to learn about them.
Yeah.
Can I bardic lore?
and You can always bardic lore.
Okay.
You can always bardic lore.
Yeah.
For recall knowledge, at least.
Uh,
It's supposed to be secret.
Oh shit! Sorry. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. What's your question?
What's its lowest thing? What can I hit it with?
It is a tie between Fortitude and Will.
Fear. The one that's in Saul's mouth. Baroom's gonna try and frighten it.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. Will save. That's a failure.
So it is frightened 2.
Frightened 2.
I don't actually
Okay.
know what that does. Oh, it's not fleeing because that's crit fail. Okay.
Yeah.
That's 2, and then
So frightened is a status penalty equal to the frightened value to all checks and DCs. Damn.
Yep. That's it. That's my turn.
Okay.
What's it weak to? Do that.
Yep.
Baroom would. Sorry, just to clarify, Baroom would have said like, the cockroaches and the tentacle feet have no will.
Okay.
Would have shared the save shit.
Right. Wow. This isn't once per round or anything? That's bananas. So it's just going to use Constrict on Saul 3 times. Because it's not an attack, so there's no map. It's just a saving throw. So Saul, Fortitude. Nope, can't do that. Okay. Fortitude. Critical success. Failure. Critical success. Good job, Saul. So he only takes the damage 1 time. Alright. He's not getting choked too badly.
It's because there's so much neck to choke. It's really hard.
Right.
I hate that. Thank you.
The other one is going to, despite being sickened, clamber down and over 15 feet to Baroom.
I thought it was illegal to attack mushrooms in Narvoth. That's the only lesson Baroom has learned from this.
And it's gonna attack. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
It's not gonna hit Baroom.
Mm-hmm. Map. Fucking. Oh my god.
Wait, why is it frightened?
Oh yeah, why is it frightened? Because I was rolling from the wrong
Use
stat
the wrong
block.
fix?
Yeah. That said, doesn't matter. This one's sickened, but also it rolled so hilariously poorly that didn't fucking matter. So giant cockroach's turn.
Which one? I can hover and find out.
Down.
Yeah, you can
And-
initiative hover to learn.
And it's going to scuttle down the wall and bite at Grom's heels.
The fuck?
You fucking kidding me? God, I can't roll for shit.
I don't want to hear it.
More.
Okay. Grom, it's your turn. Like, you're even off guard because they're flanking you.
I was hoping to be able to save this. I'm gonna move up to here.
Okay. They do not have reactive strike.
We're gonna cast Fungal Infestation.
Okay.
Baroom's heart grows 3 sizes.
How do I turn this?
Care.
Hold shift and scroll wheel. Or control to get more granularity. So to get both of them, it needs to originate from this corner.
Oh,
you could've
I was
done.
hoping to go like straight line one way. But try
Yeah.
cone. Let's go like halfway between those
Like,
two.
That would work.
So I need to, but I need to be down there.
Yeah, there's no way to fire it off from up here without hitting their chain fetch. I mean, you did.
These
You did
cones
just.
don't behave like I assumed.
Yeah, you did just move, so you could just move somewhere different, because your character would understand how this works.
Yes, they would. Maybe. Maybe. How did that behave?
You can choose any point on your square from which the cone originates, right?
I believe so. Yeah, in Pathfinder you get 8 directions of cone.
Nice.
I mean, in D&D you get infinity directions of cone, so...
Jesus. Just kill everybody, Grom.
Yep. But there's no way to do that without getting... I have to be in, like, this square. I can't ping on that tool, apparently.
Yeah, you would have to
Maybe I
start
don't do that,
climbing. Cones are hard and cool.
Cones are hard, so instead what I would like to do... Can I take back that spell?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I am
Baroom's
still going
hard
to
for
move.
successes.
I'm just going to move here instead.
Okay.
Boop. Okay, let's...
Oh god, okay. I saw chat update and I saw a 9 and I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry, and realized that you deleted the spell.
I deleted the spell. It's gone.
Yeah.
I know what this thing's gonna do, but I'm gonna Gouging Claw.
Okay, it's gonna scurry. That is a melee attack, right?
That is a melee attack, yes.
It is gonna scurry.
Slashing. Attack. I should target it before I hit that button.
You should.
Attack.
Excellent. Good job.
Roll damage. Are you
Did you just
shitting
roll
me?
3 ones?
You must be shitting me.
What the actual fuck?
It's
Oh,
bleeding.
It is bleeding. Yeah, it does have persistent bleed.
Hmm?
You...
And then it's going to spray that blood on you as it scurries away?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh-huh. I think this time it's gonna stride.
It can stride?
Yeah, it can stride, climb, or fly. Oh, only up to 10 feet. Damn, okay. Then it's gonna fly. It's gonna fly. 10 feet up.
That's my 3 actions, so I'm done anyway.
Alright. Krohan. Well, this guy is a little bit flanked, so, just fucking hit it with a pick.
Do it, Krohan.
Crunch.
Yes, you can do it! Fatal D10 at Krohan!
Oh yeah, I should hit the critical button, huh? Huh.
Yes, Krohan, yes!
So he just embeds the pick in its, I was gonna say chitinous. Do they have chitin?
Yeah, all insects do.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure that insect exoskeletons are made of chitin. Yeah, so that's just embeds it in his head. Its head. And
Mr.
then
Skitterlegs.
and then he's gonna. I was gonna say he hops down and gets ready to help Archie, but that guy's in the air. Wow, Saul is 30 feet up, and climbing is really slow.
Yep.
Krohan's gonna start climbing. Fortunately, the DC is reasonably low, but like, fuck. Amazing.
This hasn't mattered till now because nothing came close to hitting Baroom's AC, but could Baroom be balanced on this ledge 10 feet up, or would they have been off guard this whole time?
Yeah, let's say you're balanced on a ledge just so that it's
Well,
not...
that's where Saul's feet are, right?
So, I mean, Saul's on a ledge 20 feet above you.
Oh, not salts. Okay, never mind. It wouldn't have impacted anything right now. Only one thing.
Yeah. The ledge that Saul's feet are on is 20 feet above the ledge that your feet are on.
Right, the whole thing is super chill. Okay.
Yeah. It's the other cockroach's turn. How long do they fight?
Did
Oh, okay.
Crowhorn climb with his picks? Or is that a different thing?
Yeah. I do
It's a
think that's
war
a
pick
different thing.
Yeah.
Oh god, climb has requirements. You have both hands free. So apparently one of his actions had to be put his pick away. Amazing. Incredible. Okay, giant cockroach. Fuck are you doing? Is anyone
Bleeding.
bloodied? I think it's just gonna fly over to Saul.
Reactive strike. I hit it in the air.
And it's gonna mandibles. Nom nom nom. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay.
It's Saul's long neck. He's just
Yep.
doing this.
Uh-huh. Oh, giant cockroach takes bleed damage.
Yeah, it does.
Roll recovery. Critical failure.
Yeah, it is.
Archie. So combat's up there now.
Yeah. Which the one that has its everything in Saul is the one that's afraid, and the
Yes.
one that's trying to get
speak-
Baroom is second.
Correct.
I am laying this out, and then all of these are conditions that a vengeful eye can extend. Yes.
So not the frightened.
Only one.
Um,
And I can only pick a single
yeah.
creature.
You used fear?
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's frightened too.
yeah, so frightened doesn't have a duration on it, so that can't be extended by
Okay.
by the Curse of Ill Omen or something of Ill Omen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sickened.
The
I don't
ongoing
even
misery.
remember where did sickened come from?
On
The stench.
That's Saul.
the value decreases by 1 every turn. Is that not a duration or no?
No.
Okay. I just don't know.
Yeah, because it.
Yeah. The sickened also doesn't have a duration, and as far as I'm aware, the bleed does also. Yeah, none of these have a duration on them.
Oh, so I'm just 100% wrong. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So, how many times can I sustain a spell in a turn?
Once.
Okay.
A given spell can be sustained once per turn. I need to turn on
Okay.
streamer mode.
So I will sustain my spiritual armament
Okay.
and attack the choker wrapped around Saul.
Okay.
And I forgot to click the target thing. But I'm pretty sure that's a miss.
That is indeed a miss. You do have a hero point.
Oh, that's right. Those work after the roll.
Yup.
Yeah. Let's try this again.
Okay.
Or yeah. I was just, yeah. 24.
That's a hit.
Okay. So, and just regular hit, right? Yeah.
Yep.
8 damage. 9. Bludgeoning or spiritual, whatever's better.
Okay.
And then. Oh. I don't like any of those things over there. The one on Baroom.
Yep.
I'm going to cast Daze.
Okay. So that's a will save.
Nope. Yeah, basic will.
Okay.
I can just click
Is
the...
sustain an attack one action?
Yes, sustain a spell is always one action.
No. I mean, but it's attacking with the spiritual weapon.
That
part of
is what
sustain.
happens when you sustain it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's failure against daze.
And bot.
Okay. 2 mental damage.
Damages.
That spell does not scale a lot.
It's more of hoping for the critical failure and stunning it.
Yeah.
Until you get a better access to stun, I guess.
Yeah. The other one was going to be, I'm going to stick sustain spiritual armament 3 times. Start chucking warhammers.
No. I think Saul's gonna keep clawing at this guy. Killing it, dude. Literally. Damage. It is bloodied. And he's gonna keep going at it. That's a miss. And I doubt he's gonna hit with the... Oh my god.
He did last time. So
sure.
that's what he did last time. He hit, miss, hit.
Yep. Alrighty. It's not looking great. Saul has not breathed 1 iota this entire fight. Baroom.
Yes, but in an ideal world, because Baroom is on purpose not courageous antheming, we don't chain together 6 fights in a
Right. So I do just want to point out that that spell does not necessarily immediately give your position away. It was less the fact that you cast Courageous Anthem and more the fact that you announced that any element of stealth was out the window. You, Aren.
Yes, I am aware.
Okay.
I'm aware. But Baroom doesn't think that they can quietly, like, throat sing in an echoey cavern.
I mean, you're, like, dead center, so, like, there's no walls anywhere near you to echo. I mean, there's...
It is a huge cavern. Yeah, fair enough.
It's your turn.
I know. Baroom's going to... Honestly, fuck it. Try and daze the thing that's in Saul's mouth again.
Okay.
And that one.
Okay.
So
all right.
we'll
That's a me. I have to roll things.
Okay. It does it, and
That is a basic save, so it's still half damage.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
1.
Whoops. Oops. I'm supposed to hit the half button.
It's looking like dog shit then.
It's looking like dog shit. Yep.
Not knowing that though, daze and then single action try and stab the one right in front of it.
Oh, yep.
Are you high enough to accept reach?
Yeah, it's 15 feet
I'm
up.
at
The room is
10
10 feet up. Yep.
Okay, I thought Baroom was
It's at
5 feet.
15.
My mistake.
So
I can't see Baroom's height. It's underneath the creature.
it's underneath. Yes. Well, I am underneath it. I'm gonna go with that's a miss.
Yeah, that's a miss. Okay. So
The end.
this one that is frightened and looking like dog shit is going to release Saul and run the fuck away.
Reactive strike. Just a
Um,
note, not putting this out in the world. If Baroom dies, I'm making a fucking fighter.
Okay, cool. Cool. Tight. Amazing. Did it beat literally anyone? No, it beat literally nobody's perception, and so everyone knows exactly where it is. Cool.
But it's
It
undetected
is.
because we can't see it.
It is concealed because you can't see it.
Concealed.
Or it has cover.
Something.
Or
I don't know.
total cover. You don't have line of effect.
Yeah.
The other one, seeing its companion running away, is going to try and grab Baroom.
Mhm.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's very private, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to reveal it. It's not letting me? The fuck? Okay, it was a critical miss.
Oh,
Get rid of
okay.
that. Second attack. Are you fucking... Great. Pair critical misses. And then it's just gonna run away. It's gonna climb 15 feet down the wall.
It's going down?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's dead. Grom, you're up.
I can't give away this opportunity that I have.
Mm.
Let me just make sure I know what I'm doing.
Which opportunity is that?
This thing climbed down the wall.
Got it.
I'm gonna stride twice and then stab it.
Okay.
I should target it first. Don't forget to target it, Jordan.
I think that's gonna
Where's
miss.
the- Let me right-click this and re-roll.
Okay. God, everyone
letting
has
me.
this fucking thing. What? What do you mean it's not letting you?
It's not letting me right-click. I don't get the message to come up when I right-click.
Did you
the thing.
scroll
Do you need
down?
to scroll down?
Oh, it comes down. Why?
It
It comes up to the
down.
top normally.
It does
I-
that all the time. It's so upsetting.
I don't know what makes it go down.
Still.
It's better.
Not measurably.
Okay. That's
Um,
3 actions.
Yep. It's Krohan's turn.
Come on, get it.
He's gonna pull out his bow and shoot it. Killing it, bud.
Yeah. No.
We're just bad at fighting. I don't know what you want
Critical
from us.
miss. Amazing.
All
right.
Mark.
Cockroach. Holy
Two
shit.
settings. 1 damage, 7,000 damage. And those are the only 2 options he has.
They really are. Fucking Christ. Alright. We're biting Saul. We're not biting Saul. I don't know why I can't roll worth jack
Saul,
shit
you-
today.
Saul is the best. Now, if
Hey.
Saul could hit, we'd decide if he could join our party too.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
The one that had -8 is the one that hit.
Uh-huh. Yep. Amazing. Incredible. Saul is not looking amazing. Like, Saul is...
Oh, is he not?
He is bloodied. He's injured. At least he can breathe,
We'll
though.
fix that.
So that's damage, roll recovery. Success! Archie!
Is Saul directly above the other creature, and how does someone falling onto something else work?
Could we use Saul as a weapon?
Wow. There's actually a rule for falling on a creature in Pathfinder. If you land on a creature, that creature must attempt a reflex save.
Roll for damage of Saul's butt? I mean, like...
Keep in mind that Saul would take falling damage.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be more like the damage he would take would transfer to.
So on a critical failure of the reflex save, they take the same amount of bludgeoning damage you took.
No,
Fall.
that's
What's the fall damage?
okay.
Half
a
the
D6
distance
per
you
5
fall in feet.
No. I mean, like, how
No,
does... What's the fall?
Yeah, it's half the distance you fall in feet. So if you fall 30 feet,
So
you take
Saul
15
would just
damage.
take 15.
Yeah.
Oh, the math is so easy.
Right. When you fall more than 5 feet, you take bludgeoning damage equal to half the distance you fell when you land.
Oh, I like that
Okay.
math.
Treat falls longer than 1,500 feet as though they were 1,500 feet. 750 damage.
You can't take more than 750 damage.
Not from falling damage.
Is that
No.
it? Is that all the
Is
damage
that
take
all?
is 750 damage?
I just wonder if there's... I mean, not wonder.
Archie, what you up to?
Yeah. Void warp on the choker.
Okay.
Still there.
All right. Fortitude. Critical failure.
Oh.
Ooh.
It takes damage and it is enfeebled 1.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's going to be double damage. Nice. It's bloodied. And enfeebled.
And then I'm
and sickened.
going to sustain my spiritual weapon. If
Oh boy.
I put this in. I'm trying to figure out how to make it come back without.
Hitting the
Do I just
cast
have to
button.
recast it?
So hover over the spell icon on the left and click that, and it won't
Okay.
use the spell, but it'll go in chat.
Okay, cool. It spins off into space.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So Saul is gonna claw at the cockroach. Oh my God, Saul! What
Miss
the
hit,
hell are
hit.
these
If-
dice? What the fuck? I amazing.
Oh, this fight
What
is
the-
perfect.
Baroom.
Baroom's going to force barrage the
Choker.
Oh no, fuck that shit. Telekinetic projectile.
Okay. Pew
With just rocks. So it's gonna be bludgeoning against that thing.
Okay. Very nice. Did you hit critical? Did it give you a critical damage option?
It didn't give me a critical button.
Okay, so just
I
double
hit
damage.
roll damage.
Yep, is dead. You have one action remaining. What would you like to do with it?
Can I bludgeon telekinetic projectile? Can I do that to the pin, the other pin that Saul has, or will Saul fall?
Telekinetic projectile is 2 actions.
Oh, never mind. Fuck. No, that's 2. I don't have another action, so I'm just wasting my turn. That's fine.
Okay. Oh, this guy is no longer frightened because that.
I'm not gonna try an athletics to climb.
So the other one is going to just run away.
Functionally become impossible to chase.
Maybe unclear. Are you going to give chase? Is the question.
Baroom will not.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, then that's the end of the fight. That was a mess. Holy shit, that was a mess. Freeing Saul was definitely a good choice. He got a lot of hits in.
He hit every single turn.
He did, which was insane. Okay, and also he barely got hit. Like, there were so many attacks against him that whiffed, which was insane. I was expecting him to yo-yo this fight because his AC is not insanely high and he doesn't have that many hit points, and he was up there and you were down there and it was a mess. The dice decided to tell a different story.
Oh yeah, I was definitely contemplating if I just let him fall and he hits the ground and I just heal him, it'll be fine.
Early in the fight, I would have been more pro that, yeah.
Okay, well, we are at halftime. I have snoozed the ad twice. So how about we take a break? We'll be back in a bit. Don't go anywhere because we'll continue playing Pathfinder in just a little while. Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for continuing to be here. And I hope you continue to be here. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We're playing Pathfinder still, forever, always, again. Remember that meme?
Yeah, that's funny.
Right. So yeah, one of the chokers got away. The other was about to run away and then got very crit. Very much crit. What spell did you use? Oh no, you.
Rock.
Oh yeah, telekinetic projectile. Right. Yeah.
What
so just-
spell? Rock.
Yep. So you just buried a rock in its skull. I'm not actually sure. No, it definitely has a skull.
Well, where its skull would be if it had bones, I don't know if it does. Baroom didn't call language on that.
Yeah, I don't. You don't.
It could be all cartilage skin.
Apparently they have cartilaginous limbs.
That doesn't mean they don't have skull.
Sure. Anyway, apparently it's less sucker and more needle-like tooth on its appendages, which
we will discover.
Yeah.
When we inspect it.
Yeah. So Saul is gonna start like grabbing the chain, and like trying to kick off the wall, which would be very catastrophic if he actually succeeded.
Yeah, is there enough there for him to like hang on to, like just get a handhold, like hold on?
Yeah, so he'll just plant his feet and sort of crouch.
Yeah, and then Archie would just resustain spiritual armament and just throw it at the other pin.
Okay. Cool.
And then
It
Baroom
lasts
would,
for a
like,
minute.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Like, you'll hit at some point before the end of the duration, and I'm sure you'll overcome its hardness at some point in that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, not gonna say it? Okay.
No.
So, once freed, Saul will make the slow climb back to the ground, as will Krohan. Baroom, I assume you do the same?
What's on the top of the thingy rock? What's on the top of the rock? Baroom would ask Saul.
Alright.
More rock, just its a vantage point.
Good place to be seen.
Well, we don't need that, so okay. Baroom would climb down.
So Saul just sort of like crouches conspiratorially, like just positions himself such that he can be between as many of you as possible, and is like clearly trying to make a huddle. And he says, Hurlkaz uses Dwarven Dagger as sacrificial knife. Worship Zev Gabazeb.
Worship Zev Gabazeb. Can I recall knowledge, Bardic lore, Zeb Gabazeb?
Sure. That'd be
what kind
Bardic
of a-
lore or religion. You have dog
Bardic
shit
lore.
religion.
I never remember. This one's blind. I just want to roll blind, and you can reveal it if it wasn't supposed to be.
Great, love that. Thanks for making me do the work.
No, if this one I don't recall knowledge in this instance is secret, because you could lie to me
Yes.
about what Zeb.
Accurate. Correct.
I'm gathering you also don't know what Zeb Gabazeb.
No, I do know what Zev Gabazev is, but I'm just gonna tell the first. No, the second line says that Zev Gabazeb is a clip-off turned demon lord, and I'm like, what the fuck is a clip-off? And I still have no idea. Don't bother. Don't worry about it. Zev Gabazeb is a demon lord whose edicts include devour the weak, and anathema includes surrender in combat.
Ooh.
A deity of sorts, an actual deity. But Saul continues, not actually worshipping Zev Gabazeb. The altar is a shape changer. Its name is Zib-Zeb. It's eating people and working through Hurlkaz.
Hurlkaz is sacrificing people to the literal altar,
Yes. It eats them.
and the altar eats them. What's and Hurlcraz is uh what's the phrase that Saul used? It was a deceiver or whatever.
Charlatan.
A charlatan. Thank you. In what way? Like the clutch wouldn't normally do sacrifice?
Oh, we would. We used to throw sacrifices into the pit. And he gestures
now
at the
you-
big fuck off pit.
Okay. And
I think,
charlatan can now feed him to an altar.
yeah, and that pit, incidentally, is
This thing?
150 feet from you. Yeah. And you might.
Because the color's back, I can tell that that's blood on an altar in front of the pit.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. He says we should talk to the altar and tell it to eat Horokaz.
We should talk
Or
to
kill
the
it.
altar.
Or kill it.
Do you want to talk to Hurlcaz
No.
first?
Mm-mm. No.
Do you want to perhaps rest a little bit first? You look a little fucked up.
Hmm.
Yeah, incidentally, while we're doing this, can I be treating my wounds?
Yeah,
While we're
absolutely.
doing this, Baroom wouldn't be treating wounds, but would like kind of motion to somebody with a medicinal skill to treat Saul's wounds.
And he's just looking at very obviously his wounds. Like there's like a flesh flap, and he's like, "Not my blood."
Coming out of your body, though.
Not my blood.
Naturally, everybody has to save, right? Because he huddles around. We huddle around him.
So he is capable of stench suppression.
He can suck his own stink in?
Yeah.
Oh, incidentally, I think Jordan gets the hero point, by the way. From the
I already marked it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah, where'd that poll go? View results. Yeah, that's a Jordan. Cool. Thanks to the 3 people who voted.
Allie, Matt, and Aaron.
Cool.
Jordan voted.
Jordan voted for Jordan?
Jordan voted for Aren.
Oh. Whenever I see a vote for me, I assume it's nepotism and my fiance. Anyways.
I mean, if the altar eats the lady doing the sacrifices,
Mm-hmm.
it's as long as it doesn't eat the knife.
Good point.
Mm.
Does the altar spit up the things, the non-organic things? Okay. So it digests everything. So if you throw in a knight, it wouldn't spit out the armor.
What's a knight?
A warrior, it wouldn't spit out the warrior's armor.
But also, what reason does it have to kill the thing that's feeding it?
You would have to agree to keep feeding it. And you shouldn't do that. You should go back to throwing things in the pit. Maybe we kill the altar. We should talk to the altar first. I like that. Good. Talk to altar first.
So the altar can talk.
The altar talks. Mm-hmm. The altar.
I mean, if it has a mouth to eat, it probably talks.
I mean, if the altar is trying to hide from, I wasn't sure if it would just like talk to anybody or.
Sacrifices sink into the altar. No mouth.
Oh, that's way worse. Whoa, back up. Have we
Altar talks, though.
This is like
Booming
real,
voice.
This is a
Booming voice.
Booming voice. Fills cavern.
Okay, so if we attack the altar, it's gonna yell, and is your clutch gonna come attack us at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
This is a real fucking reach. Can I recall knowledge on what kind of, like, I don't know if this is even a thing anymore, school of magic would, like, suck people into a stone? Is that a thing? Like, if this is an actual magical artifact altar, what kind of magic could it be? Or if it's a trick that somebody's pulling on the Zolgath, what kind of mage magic? Can I get, like, a vibe for that?
I mean, that would be basically any spellcasting tradition skill.
Yeah. So then, yeah. Can I...
Arcane, religion, nature, occultism.
Occultism.
Also, I don't know why, but when it comes to the name of the skill, I've always pronounced it Arcana. But I have no problem saying things like Unearthed Arcana. Which is the actual way that you pronounce that word. Anyway, you are aware that there could potentially be any number of sacrificial altars that actually physically absorb the sacrifices. That doesn't sound ridiculously out of the question.
Okay. But it talking?
Booming voice.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying, like, an altar sucking things in and talking back, is that sort of like a sentient thing? I guess is more where I was trying to, like, lead my question. And
I mean,
your answer was...
it would be explained by an actual god that is expressing its pleasure or displeasure at sacrifices offered to it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean...
Okay, so... She looks at Saul and goes, Can the altar move? Or is it stuck in place?
Ooh, good question. Yeah.
I've never seen it move.
Has it always been there?
Been there as long as we have.
Can
I can stand
I,
100...
Can it talk in something less than a booming voice? Because if we go up to have a conversation with it and it's talking in this booming voice, that kind of gives away our intentions.
Maybe we run.
Yeah.
Stay away from hill. Spooky, scary, haunted.
The stairway is haunted?
The
Buildings.
one on the right side.
The buildings. Spooky, scary, haunted.
We hide there.
The
No.
capital H haunted?
No, stay away. Spooky, scary, haunted.
Oh, stay away from the haunted stairs. Where would you run to?
Where you come from?
Oh, okay.
That
Let's
question.
fucking talk to this. Let's talk to the altar,
No,
guys.
that question. Where you come from?
Oh, up the tunnel.
The up?
I've been there. It has ups and downs.
Up, too far climb.
No. Just, we wouldn't go all the way up. Also, I don't think that Baroom can physically get out. Baroom had to throw themselves down. I don't know if it's possible for them to get out.
No, I don't
Get
think
tied
we are.
onto the end of the rope.
And pulled up. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I was doing some math about it. Like I was like, we could probably just sit there for an hour waiting for a nat 20.
Hmm.
Um,
I
I don't think we go to the altar. I think if we go to the altar, they're going to be ready for us. I think we just need to go. We're going to kill. If we're going to try and kill Kralkaz and take the dagger back, we just go for it.
Too many.
How
Clutch,
many?
is the clutch sleeping now?
Clutch sleep shifts.
Oh, how many are awake at any one time? Or how many would be awake right now?
Dozens.
Dozens.
Okay.
Dozens a different number.
Many. Too many. I go clutch. I find friends. Quiet. You talk altar.
What are the orbs? Do you know?
Light. Stay away.
They're just light. Stay away. Okay.
What happens if you touch them?
Archie knows.
Very
She
visible.
knows.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Very
Okay.
visible. No hide.
Ooh.
Stairs haunted. Stay away. Talk to the altar. And there's allies within the Zolgath that
We got a
we can sort
resub from the other alley lot. Welcome back. Thanks, Allie. Thanks for the sub.
Oh, right. They got a prime sub. Good job using that prime
Yeah.
sub, baby.
Baby. Is it weird for me to call her baby?
Only if you add. It's not weird if you add 6 E's to the end of baby.
I think you mean wise.
No, once you say baby, it's all E's.
Oh, okay.
Only in black lipstick, though.
Anyway, what do you think about Saul's plan?
I don't disagree that it's not a. Baroom is pro talking. This is Baroom. Baroom's pro talking to everything. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. So Archie would want, before Saul takes off, how many allies do you have? Like, how many do you think would help?
Support you as leader.
Some now, more with proof.
Okay, so we
If
prove.
you can say that you have magic allies on your side, would that help?
Trade one charlatan for another.
Oh,
Bad.
fair.
You saw me. I'm magic.
No. But charlatan meaning, they're false leaders. They're not true Zolgath doing what the Zolgath are supposed to do.
But if
You know
they know
God.
they'll be...
You know Zev Gab is Zeb.
Archie thinks for a minute and then goes, but Wands, if we had help from another very powerful being. Just help. You don't have to worship them. Just help.
Who?
The one that helps me.
You rooting for your evil patron right now?
Archie wants more help.
Your patron hates you.
They don't need to know that.
um. Yeah.
Just a little bit of help.
Would Saul be resistant to my treating their wounds before they go back?
Yes.
Okay.
What's Saul think? We offer a little bit of help. Maybe be able to entice more to help us. To get
too
your clutch
complicated.
back.
More simple.
More simple. We just need proof. So and this is out of character, just so that I can track Mr. Monosyllabic over here. Saul's looking, basically saying they're gonna find their allies within the clutch, and tasking us with obtaining proof that this altar is not of Zeb-Gabazeb, that it's an altar of Zib-Zeb.
Altar's name Zib-Zeb.
Zib-Zeb. Okay, so the altar's name, and that the sacrifices being done on the altar are to somehow prove that they are not serving the Zolgath god.
Yep.
Okay, that's Aren trying to confirm. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we think we can prove that somehow?
Well, I think the whole thing was we want the altar to eat Brocas.
Yes, but also presumably also the altar can't keep being alive because it's not serving their god. Like I said, Baroom's always pro-talking, so that's kind of their stance. They're like, yeah, I'll talk to your altar and see if we can get it to eat your charlatan.
And without a word, he just turns and skulks away towards the light.
I'd give him some time, because if this voice is going to boom and there's no option but booming voice, give him a little bit of time.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. Probably at least 10 minutes to treat wounds of whoever's wounded. I think is it just Grom?
I think it's just me. It's just me.
that was also that was also Krohan did not get hit. Yeah, it's just Grom.
Oh, buddy. Okay, never mind.
Cockroaches.
And cockroach-like objects. Cockroach-like objects may be closer than they appear.
The fuck?
Well, Grom's treating wounds. Can I try and recall knowledge on what the fuck the tentacle things were?
Grom will have been able to treat wounds during that conversation. That was like a 15-minute conversation.
Oh, well, then never mind. No, then.
But also, recall knowledge is end singular action. Very nice. Critical succeed.
So I needed.
You needed 10 minutes. Good job.
Go to Walter. Worry about tentacle feats later.
So you're not giving Saul time?
Oh, during the course of the conversation that would happen. Oh, no. I didn't know if that conversation took 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was easily a 15-minute... Like, we spent 15 plus minutes on the conversation, so, yeah.
Yeah. No, give Saul 10 minutes. feels fair, and then altar talk.
Okay.
Can we sneak up on the altar in case it has eyes?
Sure.
I was gonna ask, how is this like a cliff, like over here?
That is a cliff, yes.
How
Is it a depression?
high is it?
Probably about 30 feet, just judging by the ramps nearby. Maybe 20 feet.
That's unfortunate.
Why?
I was hoping for it to be less than that.
Pourquoi?
So that I could hide there and wait while other people that are better at talking do the talking. And if enemies come up, I can spring up onto the ledge and...
I mean,
Hey.
you can just be, like, closer to the end of the ledge.
You could be on the ledge and spring down from the ledge.
It's a lot harder to hide at the top of a cliff.
Unless
That
the
would
things
be-
that come are coming from the bottom of the cliff.
Okay.
Oh, it also gives me like a good distance because I don't run very fast either.
This is true. This is very true.
So I was thinking maybe I could hide amongst the rubble over here, but then I'm so far away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wait,
That
no.
or
I
Archie
wouldn't do
stands.
that. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, that's not
Like
actually...
that or Archie stands.
Yeah, never mind.
Uh,
That is really far.
Yeah, Archie can stand 120 feet away from the altar, just pummel it with spiritual armament.
Once per turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And none of your other spells have that kind of range. Well, but, okay, so turn 1 is cast Spiritual Armament and walk forward 20 feet. Turn 2 is sustain it and walk forward 40 feet. Turn 3 is sustain it and cast another spell, because now you're within 60 feet.
yeah, but the concern is, next thing you know, it has 100-foot emanation of terribleness or something.
Capital T, terribleness. Terribleness is a condition we
Yeah,
haven't heard
I'm
about
not a fan
yet.
of the emanation of terribleness. It's a bad thing.
Krohan, so Krohan is, during the time that you're giving Tsal to marshal defectors, Krohan says, I don't like all the duplicity. This feels too roundabout.
I mean, I don't have a better solution to fight dozens of Zolgaths. Other than just take out the one that's a cult leader. Baroom and their big lack of muscles go. And really, it's Baroom with a giant shield that's made of mushroom and giant armor that kind of comes up to here on them. It's like, can't kill a dozen Zolgaths. We can straightforwardly deal with the haunting on the stairs. That's for the other half of the dagger.
I don't know where you got on the stairs. Like, I legitimately don't know where you, Aren, got that idea. It's up on the hill.
Where the buildings are.
Saul definitely said stairs haunted.
I think there is haunted.
Oh, did I hear stair haunted? And you okay?
Maybe, like, there's no stairs. It's a switchback.
I know it's a switchback. I genuinely thought I heard Saul say stair up, like, oh, maybe it was stay away haunted.
Stay away.
Stair somehow.
Haunted. Yeah, I don't know what you did, but
Yeah.
Auditory processing issues.
got it. Okay.
The haunted hill.
Yeah.
The haunted hill is haunted, and we'll deal with that straightforwardly.
Yeah, it's the
This
haunting
seems
at Hill
duplicity.
House.
The trail on the hill, absolutely.
Hill houses.
Yeah, the hill houses. Yeah, I was making a. There's a show.
I know. I know.
So sneak over to the altar and talk to it.
After giving some 10 minutes
Right.
of martial time, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming in those 10 minutes we don't hear the alarm being raised in the Zolgath camp. We're not being overrun.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Baroom would sneak.
Saul does not immediately sell you out.
Yeah, well, kind of, like, I'm just going for a...
Okay. Just gonna sort of skip dice rolls a little bit. In fact, I'm just gonna pull you to the landing just so no one's looking at Foundry too much. Who the fuck is measuring shit? Stop it. So you as a group you sneak over to the altar, and how would you describe your approach? Do you like whisper conspiratorially at the altar? Do you walk up confidently?
Baroom would... If Baroom's leading, Baroom would, assuming there is some sort of, for lack of a better word, like, it doesn't have a mouth, it doesn't seem to have ears, assuming there's some telepathy range, basically. Baroom would slowly walk in, and within sort of like common ranges of like at 30 feet, Baroom would think, altar, oh great altar, can you hear me? 15, so forth and so on. Wouldn't get closer than like 10, 15 feet. And would be like, altar, zab, zib, zib, zab.
Zib, zab.
Altar, zib, zab. You know, we seek an audience. And like kind of start thinking that, and then if there's no telepathic response, would at probably 10 feet whisper.
Okay.
Zib zab, oh altar, zib zab, can you hear?
So wait, you're saying you just think aloud at it? Is that what you said?
I think at it, because I don't know, it doesn't, it's a magic rock. Maybe it's telepathic.
Okay. So try thinking at it. If you don't get a response, talk to it.
Yep.
Everyone else cool with this plan?
Stage.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow with Baroom's means of talking to things, because they seem to be much better at it than I am.
Yeah, Archie's going to stay 15 to 20 feet away from the altar, with the altar between him and
the encampment.
Where Saul went to, yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I think I would be the other side. I would be like triangulating, but towards the encampment.
Okay. Matt, were you going to say something else?
I was contemplating casting Read Aura.
Okay.
Just on the altar to see if anything would ping as, like, is it a magic item? Or if it's a very low ranked illusion.
Okay. So that is a 1 minute cast. And it's 30-foot range. So, Baroom, you visibly and audibly can tell that Archie is casting a spell. Mm-hmm. Do you wait to communicate with the altar?
Baroom doesn't wait to think at it, but definitely waits to verbally talk to it.
Okay. All right.
In case it's telepathic, Baroom's like thinking.
Okay, so you do not get any kind of telepathic reply. Archie, your read aura finishes, and this is not a magical object. Let me just double check what read aura tells you. Whether that item is magical. The object is... Okay. Does not read as magical. Baroom, you call out to it. I think you said, "Oh, great Zib-Zab."
Yeah. Oh, great Zib-Zab. We, see an audience.
In what language?
Definitely Sakroth, because
Okay.
that's the language that the Zolgath has been speaking. What language would demons speak?
Abyssal? I don't... PF2E languages... Chthonian. They would
That's
speak
the-
Chthonian.
Okay.
Which has
Fun
nothing to
fact.
do with Cthulhu.
It's
It's Chthonic. Or no, like Chthonic, Chthonian are that they're Greek underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Definitely Sakroth.
Okay. So you call out to the altar, and
I call out Stage Whisper to the altar.
Yes. I got it. And you hear, as if from nowhere, but also somewhere inside the altar, but also it didn't move one iota. Why you know secret name? In common.
Like it understood Sakroth?
Like it recognized a name.
Oh, names don't translate. So,
Names
like,
don't translate.
you would hear Sakroth, Baroom, Sakroth.
Yeah.
Okay. Why you know secret name?
What? It would probably say, "Why do you know my secret name?"
Okay.
How loud is that?
Speaking voice.
Okay.
Oh, not booming.
Not booming.
It has a not boom.
What is
I'll
your answer?
tell you if you. Baroom would flip to common and go, we'll share if you talk to us.
I'm bored and hungry. Sure.
And no magic, right? Like that Archie definitely went not magical.
Yeah. He gave the it's a pile of rock. Well, it's the stone
Which
altar, I
means
guess.
it's not a magic object that or an object that explodes. Who gives a fuck? We know because we've been told you're working for a creature that we'd like to feed to you.
I like eating people.
Would you eat
Rockaz?
Hallcast? Thank you.
Yes, I hate her. She betrayed me. You can hear the sarcasm in the voice, which I'm going to try to do, but bear with me, I'm autistic. She found a new god. She doesn't need me anymore. Me.
Who's the new god?
I don't know. She doesn't feed me anymore.
Wait, I thought, what's the name of the god that the Zolgath are supposed to worship?
Zev-Gabba-Zeb.
Zev? Gabba? Zeb. Okay. I'm writing these down. I thought Zeb wanted sacrifices thrown in the pit. Yeah.
I was so close to Zev Gavazeb.
I don't think Zeb Gavazeb is real. It's always been me.
Are you a demon lord?
No.
So
What are you?
You're looking at me.
Are you a rock?
Sometimes.
Baroom's gonna like really hold it together. Do you know who Hrolkaz? Did they? Sorry, to clarifying question. Did they just, I don't know, refuse to answer, or they don't know who Hrolkaz is worshiping now? Aren, am asking because
Given that there is absolutely no facial expression or body language for you to read, you're just going entirely based on vocal response.
Voice, and they kind of did a vocal shrug.
Yeah, just.
Okay, cool.
Ow! I just bashed my tooth with a glass.
Teeth with glass. Yeah. We have a friend. Wants to be the leader of the Zolgath. He needs to kill Hrolkaz. Will you eat her? And say that she's what's the word for somebody who doesn't believe in your god?
Heretic?
Heretic. Yeah. Label her a heretic to all the Zolgath.
Yes.
And we'll feed her to her, and our buddy will definitely keep feeding you sacrifices. He likes Zevgat.
How you bring her here? I need to stop doing the monosyllabic. This creature is smarter than Saul.
Yeah, I was gonna say Saul's working on it.
Who?
The new sacrifice leader. We're gonna work on, getting him in charge.
So I eat people? Saul feed me? Stop doing the
Saul. Yeah. Does Saul feed me? Saul seems to want to. Saul promised us he would help.
But how do you get Hrolkaz here? I tell her to bring a sacrifice.
And then instead of being the sacrifice, you eat her? Okay, we can work with that. Baroom will then confer. Do you have a name? Or sorry, obviously you have a name. It's like Zib, but do you like to be called Zib? Like it's that you said that's how do we know the secret name? Just call you Zib and that's it. That's good.
Yes.
Zib. Do we want to? How do we help Zib now? I feel like we've looped in, and Krohan's incredibly right. This has now become too much. But at the same time, Baroom's locked in. This is politics now.
So, just gonna roll some dice real quick.
Yeah.
Seriously? How the fuck? Okay. So you all notice that Zib-Zeb is... Sorry, the altar is just slowly sliding towards Baroom. Very slowly. Clearly trying to not be noticed.
Hmm.
You should maybe take a step back.
Definitely stayed. What did I say? I stopped 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
keep your distance of 10 feet.
Yeah. When that becomes necessary, if Grom would call it out, Baroom would step back.
Okay.
We'll go get her.
You
We'll
be
lay a trap.
sacrifice.
Nope.
You get captured.
And you definitely won't eat us both.
No.
Is it possible that this conversation's taken a minute? Baroom could have made an impression and
Easily,
request
yes.
to not be eaten.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's versus will DC?
That's make an impression. Yeah, will DC.
So that's a failure.
Okay.
Interestingly, on a failure, nothing
Nothing.
happens. So you can continue to attempt to make an impression.
So, out of curiosity, not to try and retroact anything, but like, could I have rolled this twice over the course of the conversation because it's been that long?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, then Baroom would absolutely just sort of
Keep trying to
continue
ply
this.
for... Okay. Yeah, I mean, when you go from rolling a 4 to rolling a 19...
Is that a critical success?
It is.
Okay, just checking.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know if it's an outrageous request to ask to not be eaten, but yeah, Baroom's like, if we do that and I'm sacrificed, you won't eat me. Big teardrop eyes.
I don't eat you. I eat whole Krolkas. I would like to kill her.
Okay. Baroom's cool with this. Anime eyes usually work for them, and they've never failed so far. Yeah. I, Aren, don't know how this plan's gonna work out, but I, Aren, am cool with being a sacrifice now.
Yeah.
Krohan's just over there, just like...
It's called diplomacy, you anti-charismatic piece of shit.
What is his... He has +1 charisma?
In his stat sheet, in his heart, it's -3.
Could Archie make some like a recall knowledge, like specifically trying to think, what could this be?
Absolutely.
Like...
Abso-fucking-lutely. So that would be occultism, or... Yeah, none of your lores apply, so occultism.
Okay.
Okay. Best guess, like your best guess, is Mimic. a shapeshifter with a penchant for turning into objects. Vaguely
Do mimics
ooze-like and able to absorb things into its body.
Do mimics talk, though?
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking common is out of character for a mimic, but
Speaking common is uncommon?
yeah, speaking common is uncommon for a mimic, but speaking is within their wheelhouse, and typically they're not interested. They usually won't give themselves away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't walk into a room and say, if anyone in here is a mimic, you have to tell me.
If you're a cop, you have to say.
Yeah.
That
does
I
not-
was thinking that they could use their voice in different ways to try to lure people in. They sound like small, helpless children trapped under a thing.
Problem is their voice. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I don't know that they can change their voice, and this voice sounds pretty guttural, sort of throaty.
So mimics aren't good at vocal mimicry.
Right. Not that kind of mimic. Well, you ponder the question of how you're gonna make Baroom a sacrifice, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Baroom wanders into the encampment and goes, I'm just a little lost mushroom. Oh, no."
You could ask to be sautéed.
Does anyone have any white wine? Butter, onions. Oh no, I've slipped in this white wine next holding this butter and these onions. What will I do next?
You could
So-
have the call for a sacrifice. To bring them over. I don't know if we need you to actually be a sacrifice.
I suspect that whatever the procedure is for sacrifice, Hrolkaz has to, like, you know, do the whole shebang. Baroom's fine with walking into an encampment and being a thing. Baroom trusts that that Zibzab at this point, as long as Baroom falls into the, like, doesn't get instant killed in this encampment, Baroom's willing to bet that if they're taken to the sacrificial altar, they will have the opportunity to not be eaten. Maybe pull like a C3PO, and like, because they're not eaten because God instead. Who knows?
I mean, would it be like if the altar calls for a sacrifice? Does like the camp go, oh, we got to go to the altar and like get ready for a sacrifice? And if they ran into Baroom on the way to the altar, it'd be like, oh look, sacrifice.
Yeah, I don't know. Where do you guys want to hide to prepare for the sacrifice? That's my thing. Like, you should not be around. It should be Baroom solo with you in range.
There's not a great place to hide is the only problem.
Can you hide
The closest
in the
place would be that rubble that's kind of to the east. and south a little bit, like on the other side of the ramp.
Like,
If that's-
I'm saying, can you, with like a little bit of time, literally just hide in rubble, like make a little nest? I think with minimal effort, one could like move 2 pieces of rubble and have at least fucking Pathfinder rules, but you know, half cover or 3/4 cover without too much effort in rubble. Like move a chunk here, move a chunk there, and be relatively covered. I don't know Pathfinder cover rules.
Here's a chunk. There's a chunk. There a chunk.
Well, and one of the chunks is fetched, so it just all looks like rock.
In order to become hidden, you need cover or greater cover.
Yeah, and I feel like you could get cover in rubble just by moving a couple of pieces of rock, and that could definitely hide a small creature. I don't know about medium. Grohan's medium.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm, yes. Yeah, so you would use your, yeah. Okay. I'm just looking at, it's somewhere between hide and conceal an object. Because hide is just like stay quiet, stay out of sight, and conceal an object is, you know, find a place to put a thing so that it can't be noticed. Which essentially, so conceal an object uses your stealth DC for people who are seeking. Whereas hide uses your stealth check versus people's perception DC.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that whoever is the best amongst you at stealth would be responsible for making concealment.
Spots?
Yeah. And then we would use their stealth DC. Or a stealth, actually probably a stealth check.
Squire.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
yeah.
just going
Archie's
through
a
all the
7.
checks, and I went athletics.
How the fuck
No.
is it Squire?
Oh no, Archie and Squire are the same.
Okay.
So if you look at the P for party, you
Yeah.
get everybody's highest, like what skills do they have that are the highest of the group.
Got it. Yeah. But Archie has the same stealth modifiers. Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
But
Okay.
I have higher ones, so it only gives like the top 5.
Yeah, it
Oh.
gives the top 4, it seems.
That's interesting. Okay.
And Fetch only has
Because
3 because Fetch is
Rohan's-
only trained in 3 skills. Yeah. Weird. Okay.
So Archie's
Anyway.
stealth can hiding spot for the group, and then Baroom will pretend to be a lost Leshy.
Sure. And Zib says, You go be lost, Mushroom. I demand sacrifice.
Okay. When we say go, demand sacrifice loudly. Baroom's gonna like give the signal when Archie's done making hiding spots, I guess.
Okay.
And sorry, Aren, am
And
just
by-
checking. It is possible to make hiding spots in rubble. That's not like an unreasonable thing to
that
do.
sounds perfectly reasonable, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't invent something dumb, is what I'm
No,
checking.
you did not. Archie, go ahead and give me a secret stealth check.
I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back. But I'm also not hiding, so it doesn't matter.
Great. Love it. Now I get to compare to perception DCs. Okay. I will say that you are within 1 point of the perception DC. I will not tell you which direction. Just know that you are insanely close.
Did you have to tell us that?
I did. I did have to tell you, because now you get to worry.
Okay, well, as long as you had to do it, you didn't just do it to make us worry for nothing.
Right. So, Baroom, I was kind of listening while I was in the bathroom, because my headphone was, like, sort of cutting out. Hopefully that didn't affect Stream's ability to hear. I shouldn't have, because it should intercept audio device before... Anyway. Baroom is just going to wander into the camp, pretending to be a lost Leshy. And then the intent is that Zivzeb will then shortly thereafter demand a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay. So those things happen. The 4 or 5 of you, Archie, Grom, Fetch, Crowhan, Squire, remain concealed. Does Squire just hide in the pit? Squire can fly.
Yeah.
And Fetch is part of your cover?
Fetch is part of the cover, yeah.
Great.
Which is essentially rubble. It's fine.
Yeah, right. So Baroom wanders into the camp and is quickly seized. And
I don't even get to perform as a lost little Leshy.
would you like to?
Hold on. I don't know.
I'm just aware of the
No.
time and trying to get to...
Yes, please and thank you.
Okay. The... Yeah, so Baroom is taken captive rather quickly and handled rather roughly. Your weapons are taken from you if you didn't leave them behind.
The only thing Baroom would have left behind is the shield and the stick.
Okay, but you'll take your rapier
Like it would
with
be
you.
weird. Yeah, I'd take all
Okay.
the rapier. The backpack, shield and stick.
Got it. Okay. All right. Because the backpack would give you away as someone who has their shit together, because you've got all kinds of equipment. Yeah. Okay. So they take your rapier. They remove the your sword belt rather brusquely, and Zivzeb doesn't wait too long before suddenly an absolutely booming voice issues from the ceiling of the cavern, basically directly above the altar. And Baroom can't tell exactly where it's coming from, because by the time it reaches you, it has echoed severely. But Grom, Archie, Crowhan, Squire, Fetch, you can tell that the sound is coming from, like, directly above you. And it says in common, right? Yeah, in common. Zevgabazeb is displeased. Bring the newcomer to me. And Baroom, you see all of the Zolgaths just like they don't like look around bewildered. They can tell, they know, they're familiar with the process. But they clearly have no idea what's being said. And they look to a tent at the very end of the camp where a oh god, I was gonna say robe wearing, but very much not. But oh god, I'm just gonna show it to you.
Is it a reptile with tits? Oh no, it's worse.
It's not a reptile with tits. So she comes out of the tent, and that's what a female Zolgath looks like. Apparently,
they all have stitched together scarecrow faces. That's how you tell the females from the males.
That's
The
cult
males
garb.
have 7-foot necks, and the females have faces.
She has a long neck. Look at the fin along the back of her neck. It's just perspective.
It's just really long back.
So she comes out of the tent at the end, and it just kind of looks confused until she catches sight of you, Baroom, and then says in... Actually, she speaks in a language you don't speak.
Yeah.
Right? What are your languages?
Baroom would have been just speaking Fey to be like a lost little Leshy.
Okay. But...
Oh, sorry. But my languages are just Common, Dwarven, Fey, and Zakroth.
Okay. So she speaks in a sibilant tongue that you don't understand, but you can at least recognize as Draconic. And she is proclaiming what has been told to the group, and they look to you, look to her, look in the direction of the altar, and start marching.
Okay. Baroom will, just sort of put up a token effort of...
Give me a performance check.
Okay. I lied. It's
because
not a
of
token. It's a fucking Oscar-worthy fucking...
Because of course it's a crit.
My crit is on looking pathetic.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I know. It's a 29.
Yeah. So you are brought to the altar, and I think the closest that the group of you could be hiding in rubble is about 20 feet from the altar. Any closer and it would be suspicious. And Baroom, you are roughly not thrown, but urged onto the altar and then just held down. And
just one, if it's possible, to sort of ready an action. Obviously not in combat, but Baroom would like to ready an action to go for the knife. If the knife is the dagger, like if some portion broken or whatever, Baroom would like to try and ready an action to get that and prevent it from being eaten by Zeb.
So ready a disarm.
Yes, that's a thing. You can do in Pathfinder.
That's a thing. It is an athletics check, so you know.
Yeah, but losing my balance, becoming off guard doesn't do anything to me.
Okay. I mean, you're already off guard because you're grabbed.
I know.
Prone. But you are laid down on the altar, and Hurlkaz...
I lied. I have a better option. I would like to... Oh, no. You can only ready for fucking... No. I have to ready to disarm. Because Charitable Urge, the spell cast, you can't ready because it's 2 actions.
So you can't ready, but you can just be ready to cast it.
Okay, I'd like to lowercase be ready to capital C cast Charitable Urge to give me the knife before she gets eaten.
Okay. So Hurlkaz is clearly nonplussed, but nonetheless addresses the gathered crowd, which, by the way, is 24.
Mm-hmm.
In Draconic. Clearly giving some kind of sermon based on her gesticulation and tenor. And after the hollering and screaming of excitement and assent dies down, she reaches beneath her tattered strips of leather and pulls out what is very clearly a pommel gemless clan dagger.
Hiding it beneath her skin flaps, huh?
Baroom.
Can I give Jordan a hero point?
Absolutely. He's going to lose it at the end of the session, but...
I'll take it. You know, what is the strips of leather if not skin flaps?
I get the old skin flaps, eh?
Baroom, you suddenly fall to the ground as the altar oozes from beneath you towards Hurlkaz. And we're going to roll initiative next time on Pathfinder. This is going to be a fun fight. I'm excited. I need to learn how Zib-Zab works. All right, that's the game. Thanks for being here. Thanks for playing. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to Twitch.
I know.
But I guess now I'll address Twitch. If you're watching us on Twitch, check us out on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, check us out on Twitch. We're live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC, midnight British Standard Time. We have fans in England. Shut up. Yeah. Technically, that's Thursday at midnight.
Oh, fair.
Anyway, but yeah, Wednesdays we're playing now because Saturdays were difficult.
Butts.
Yeah, they were butts. So we'll yeah, Saturdays. Regardless of where you are, join our Discord, discord.thegildedtroll.tv. Yeah, that's about all I got. Did I miss anything? I always feel like I'm forgetting
No.
something. It's just the three:
we're tired.
Twitch, YouTube, Twitch,
Yeah.
Discord. That's it.
Yeah, I
Yep.
See
think
you
so.
next time on Pathfinder.
All right, cool. Next time on Pathfinder. Thanks for joining us for episode 5 of Sky King's Tomb. Okay, bye bye.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye bye.